Hi guys, Kim here. The necessity of complexity. So I want to start by saying if you watch a TV advert, I don't watch any anymore, but the last one I did watch, I couldn't believe the rate of frames per second by which the information changed. I think it was something like a different image every 3 seconds. So my point is, I watched an old movie a while ago. It's a cowboy movie. I think it had Paul Newman in it. It was on the cinemas around 1970s. But the movie was about this guy on a horse going across the desert. And I think it won a load of awards for the cinematography. But I have to say that there was nothing in this movie. This guy was on a horse and he was moving across the sand for 90% of the movie. So it's like a movie about horses walking or something. But that's what used to stimulate people in the 1970s, whereas now it takes quite a lot more to stimulate an audience. Watched a movie the other night, they just released one, I can't remember the name of it. There's like so much going on. Like, whoa, hang on a second, I have to pause just to take a breath from whatever. But I don't think that this is necessarily a coincidence that this is happening. I do think that this is part of consciousness. And it's necessary for us in order for our souls to grow or to perceive more. It takes so much more to stimulate an audience these days. But I do think that as part of consciousness, this is necessary for us, that in order for us to grow or to understand our own roles that we need to play, that this expansion is what we're experiencing. And that we need to have the capacity to process huge amounts of information and then have our subconscious break it down for us so we can understand the complexity of the web of information that we're dealing with. So I was watching an interview with Greg Braden earlier on Rumble, and I'll give you a link to it below. That was quite good. What he's talking about is he says that he doesn't think that people are really built to deal with so much change as what we've experienced recently, and that he thinks that we're traumatized because of it. But I think we're meant to be doing this, or at least the ones that are not burying their heads in the sand are meant to be doing this. The people that are burying their heads in the sand, the thing is likely they're just not ready to grow yet, or they're just happy to bury their heads in the sand. So who am I to worry about that? That's their path and not my place to interfere. Where I think we're heading in this is that I think that we're going to be able to understand the web of connectedness that exists, to break down the compartmentalization of everything and that see it how it's all like interconnected in the web. Everyone seems hell-bent on sticking a label on everything with an excuse attached. Where people no longer have to look at their behaviours, but instead all they need to do is verbalise victimisation so they can comfortably hide behind their label rather than addressing their bad behaviour. But this is a complex subject, but there is a reason why I've got a picture of an elephant in my living room. I think we're at a time where we should be letting it all hang out and dealing with it, where we're constantly, consciously breaking down the compartmentalization of thinking and the processes by which we've been trained in a linear manner. Instead, we should be looking at things from an interconnected manner and just processing things on the whole, or minute by minute, kind of flying by the seat of our pants according to what new information is coming in right now, because it's changing so rapidly that it's hard to keep up. So the other thing that I've noticed is that there's a necessity now to do things for yourself. Don't know about you lot, but personally I feel like I'm an octopus. I'm learning how to fix this and to do that. And for some reason all the help seems to have disappeared from the world. And we're just having to do so much of it. And learn how to fix it yourself, or live in a pool of frustration for the next 6 months waiting for people not to turn up or stay half the time they're meant to and then not come back for another 5 days. So YouTube's at your fingertips waiting to show you how to do it all, how we can do it all for ourselves. Multitasking individuals that we are. Hallelujah. We're doing it and we're processing all information at breakneck speeds. Actually, while I'm at this, I need to mention one more thing, which is, somebody told me this and I thought, oh my goodness, that's really cool information, that you can change this playback speed on YouTube. So like you're watching a video for an hour or so, it's an hour long, and if you go to the settings on YouTube, which is a little button at the bottom that looks like a cog, and go to playback speed, you can change the speed and speed the video up to say like 1.5 for instance. It's still quite listenable, but it just cuts the time in half that you need to listen to the movie. So or the YouTube video, so rather than it being an hour, it can be half an hour, which I thought was pretty cool. Anyway, that's it for me today. Ta-ta.